Have you ever looked in the mirror and thought, what's wrong with me? You try harder, you love more, you stay quiet, you forgive. It's a sign that someone is controlling you without using force. They're doing it with words, with silence, with fake kindness, with twisted blame. But still, nothing feels enough. And how to rebuild the version of you that they tried to destroy. People walk over you, they lie, they blame you, and then they act like you're the crazy one. Slowly, you start to believe it. You begin to think maybe the problem is you. Maybe you're just too sensitive, too emotional, too weak. But let me tell you something that could change everything. You're not broken. You're being manipulated. That guilt, that confusion, that heavy feeling in your chest, it's not a sign of weakness. And in this video, I'm going to show you how to recognize the signs, how to take your mind back. Stay till the end, because once you understand what's really happening to you, you'll never fall into this trap again. Do you second guess everything you say? Do you feel like you're always walking on eggshells? That's not just insecurity. That's manipulation at work. When someone wants to control you, the first thing they do is break your trust in yourself. They question your memory. They twist your words. They make you feel like you're always wrong, even when you're not. And when you start to doubt your thoughts, your feelings, and your reality, they win. And those stones are doubts, insecurities, and fears that they've put in your bag. Reaching out for help is a sign of strength, not weakness. Your story might resonate with someone else who is going through this. Also, if you find this video helpful, share it with others. Until next time, take care. If you or someone you know is experiencing emotional abuse or manipulation, please reach out to a trusted friend, family member, or mental health professional today. Don't wait. Help is available and you deserve to be heard. It's time to take a stand, to empty that backpack. Remember, you deserve clarity, not manipulation. You deserve respect, not gaslighting. You deserve love, not fear. The first step is recognizing that you deserve better than the confusion they're feeding you. It's about reclaiming your narrative, your identity, and your peace. Trust me, it's not easy. Healing from manipulation takes time. It's a journey, not a single event. It involves a lot of self-reflection, understanding, and sometimes professional help. But it is possible. There is life outside the fog. Because now, instead of standing up for yourself, you stay silent. Instead of saying, that hurt me, you think, maybe I overreacted. They don't have to shout. They don't even need to argue. All they have to do is plant that tiny thought in your head. Maybe it's my fault. But here's the truth. People who love you won't make you feel confused all the time. They won't punish you with silence or make you apologize just for feeling hurt. So if your mind feels like a war zone, it's not because you're broken. It's because someone trained you to live in self-doubt. Welcome back to the channel. Do any of these points sound familiar? Have you ever been in a relationship where you felt like you couldn't trust your own judgment? You always had to consider how your words would be perceived. Even simple things like going out with friends required a mental preparation. You had to mentally rehearse what to say and how to say it so you wouldn't offend anyone. But why do they do this? Why do they make you feel like you're always on the edge of a disaster? The answer is simple. Control. When you're in a constant state of confusion, you're more likely to follow their lead. You become a puppet. Your strings are pulled by the slightest of gestures. A look, a raised eyebrow, a sigh, and you jump. Why? Because you've been conditioned to fear the silence, the cold shoulder, the rejection. But why does it feel so much like your own fault? That's because most manipulators are experts at making you believe that you are the problem. They never have to say, you're too sensitive. They don't have to say it because you already think it. This subtle shift in your perception is the essence of manipulation. They don't want you to leave. In fact, they need you to stay. The more entangled you are in this web of confusion, the deeper their hold on you becomes. Leaving isn't an option. You think, it would be selfish. Then what? Then they've won. Manipulation is a heavy burden to carry. It's like trying to walk with a backpack full of stones. And remember, you're not alone. Have you ever experienced something like this? What did you do to cope? Share your experiences in the comments below. Hey there everyone. Do you hate conflict? Do you always choose peace over confrontation? Sometimes protecting your peace ends up being more trouble than it's worth. When you say no to someone, they can turn into a victim who lashes out with silent treatment, anger or tears, and you'll be left confused about what you did wrong. Manipulation tactics like these are especially hurtful when they come from someone you love. Picture this. You set a clear boundary with someone, but instead of respecting it, they ignore it. And when you call them out on it, they act like they're the victim. They make it seem like you're being overly sensitive or that you're picking on them. It's like they flipped a switch. One minute, they were ignoring your boundaries, and the next minute, they're playing the innocent. They might even start crying to make you feel sorry for them. The sad part is that some people are so good at this that you might actually feel guilty. But remember, you have every right to protect your own peace. Anyone who can't respect that doesn't deserve your time. It's never okay, but it's even harder when it's someone close to you. They might not even realize they're doing it. And when you try to calm them down, they twist it into something bigger. You don't care about me. You're just trying to ignore me again. They take normal situations and turn them into emotional battles. You're not allowed to have simple disagreements. Everything has to be a war. They might pretend to be hurt when you leave them, or they make it seem like you're ghosting them when you don't respond right away. Remember, healthy communication is a two-way street. If they're only using your emotions as weapons, that's not love. That's control. So let's explore what this is and how to deal with it. Recognize the signs of emotional manipulation. You deserve love and respect, not guilt and control. If someone truly loves you, they won't try to change you or make you feel guilty for setting boundaries. If anything, they'll support you and respect your decisions. So please share your experiences. If you've ever felt guilty for standing up for yourself, your feelings are valid. Your experiences matter. Let's create a safe space to share and heal together. Also, if you find this helpful, please share it with those who might benefit from it. Until next time, take care. No. 1. They make you feel like the worst person alive. Have you ever said no to someone and they made you feel like the worst person alive? Ever had an argument where the other person says things that suddenly make you question everything? How can you say that? You're just making things up. Or why would you think that way? That's just stupid. They don't care about your thoughts or feelings. They want to shut them down. Instead of addressing the problem, they attack your intelligence. It's a way to shift the blame and make you second-guess yourself. Before you know it, you're apologizing for having an opinion. You didn't scream. You didn't fight. You simply tried to protect your peace. But instead of understanding, they gave you silence, anger, or even tears. Now you're stuck thinking, was I too harsh? Did I do something wrong? That's not love. That's guilt-tripping. And it's one of the most powerful forms of control. People who manipulate you don't need to yell. They know how to make you feel bad for choosing yourself. No. 2. They act like you're in a dialogue. 3. They make you feel like you owe them something. Have you ever been in a situation where someone keeps bringing up past favors? Well, you owe me for that time I helped you with your project. How could you forget? They're twisting your actions to make you feel indebted. The goal is to make you feel obligated. By constantly reminding you of past helps, they're trying to control how you act now. It's a sneaky way to get you to do what they want without actually asking. And it's manipulative because it preys on your sense of obligation. No. For they act like the victim. And 5. They weaponize your emotions. Ever notice someone getting really upset over small things? So if you found yourself in these situations, don't blame yourself. Hey everyone, and we're going to continue with the series talking about red flags, and this is such an important one. Red flag no. 6. They isolate you from your power. They will encourage you to try new things, to meet new people, but a manipulator will try to convince you to give up on your dreams, to settle for less, to stay in that small, safe cage that they have built for you. Because in that cage, you are their property. Outside of it, you are free, and they cannot control you. A trap is only effective if the bird inside of it doesn't realize it's trapped. Once they do, once they start seeing the walls, the bars, the locked door, the trap loses its power. A cage is only effective if the bird inside of it believes it's free. And it happens so slowly you won't even notice it. Until one day you look around and it's just them. You always have a choice. You always have a voice. Please share this video if you think it will help someone else. Like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you next time. You always have the power within you to break free of any cage that has been built around you. That's not love. That's a trap. Healthy people don't pull you away from your support system. They help you grow stronger in it. Manipulators want you alone. That's when you're easiest to break. But you're not broken. You're just starting to see the cage. People who are secure in themselves, in their sense of identity, in their self, they don't need to isolate you from everyone else. In fact, they will introduce you to new people. They will encourage you to expand your circle, to reach out to more people, to build a strong network of friends and family who love and support you. Why? Because healthy people don't fear other people. They don't feel threatened by other people. They know who they are, so they allow you to be you. And if you're not connected to other people, to other sources of love, other sources of happiness, other sources of truth, then they can easily convince you that you are dependent on them. At first, it seems innocent. They make little comments like, your friends don't really care about you. After all, they have known you through your struggles. They have been there for you when no one else was there. So how could you possibly imagine life without them? The thing is, you don't recognize it at the time. Manipulators will pretend to be your friends, but at some point, once they have you exactly where they want you, the mask will slip. And that person that you thought you were getting to know, that you thought was becoming your friend, suddenly becomes your jailer. And those bars, they're not made of iron, they're made of manipulation and lies. But they're still a prison. And you won't realize it until it's too late. Your family just confuses you. Why do you even listen to them? You think they're just being honest. But slowly you start pulling away from everyone else. You stop sharing your problems. You stop asking for advice. You feel like no one understands you, except them. And that's exactly what they want. Because once you feel alone, they become your only source of comfort, your only voice, your only truth. And when someone controls what you hear, what you believe, and who you trust, they control you. Isolation isn't just physical, it's emotional, mental, quiet. And the worst part about it, you may actually start believing that you do need them more than you need anyone else. People who love you, who care about you, who want the best for you, they will introduce you to new experiences. So please, 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 do not let anyone convince you that you are dependent on them, that you need them more than you need yourself. Do you find yourself always saying sorry, even when you're not sure what you did wrong? You feel anxious when someone's upset. You rush to fix things, to make peace, to explain yourself. Even if you were the one hurt, you might feel guilty or ashamed, especially if the person is important to you, or if you have a history of being manipulated into taking the blame for things that are on your fault. It shows that you understand that you made a mistake and that you're really sorry for the pain you caused. We might think that if we could just make them happy, they would love us more. But it's not okay for someone to treat us badly and expect us to just ignore it. It's important to remember that we can't control other people's behavior, but we can control our own. When someone is being mean to us, it's important to take care of ourselves and our own emotional health. This means setting boundaries, distancing ourselves from the person if necessary, and not apologizing for being treated badly. When someone is being mean to us, it's important to stand up for ourselves and tell them that we don't like their behavior. We can also set boundaries by letting them know that we won't tolerate being treated badly. Sometimes the best thing you can do is simply walk away. But this isn't true. Emotional manipulation is a form of abuse and it's not healthy. It's important to remember that you don't have to put up with it. When someone hurts us, it's important to remember that we're not always to blame. We deserve to be treated with respect and kindness, even if we've done something wrong. You deserve to be treated with respect and kindness, even if someone is being mean to you. You don't have to apologize for being treated badly. But sometimes, people use apologies as a way to manipulate others. They might guilt trip you by making you feel like you owe them an apology when really they're just being difficult. They might never apologize to you, but they expect you to apologize to them all the time. When this happens, it's important to stand up for yourself and set boundaries. You don't have to apologize if you didn't do anything wrong. And if someone ever says that you owe them an apology, just tell them that you're not going to do that. You might think that you need to apologize in order to make them happy or to keep the peace. But this isn't true. And it's important to remember that you're not always responsible for other people's emotions. Even if they never apologize to you, you're not a mind reader. How are you supposed to know what's going on in their mind? Maybe they're just having a bad day, or maybe there is something else going on in their life. You'll never know unless they tell you. And even then, you can't control their reaction. Sometimes people just want to be negative. Some people just want to be right. It doesn't mean you did something wrong. When someone gets upset with you and you've done nothing wrong, it can be really confusing. When you do something wrong, an apology is a kind and helpful thing to do. When we grow up around emotional manipulators, we learn to read their emotions and try to guess what they're thinking. It's normal to feel upset when someone is mean to us. It's part of the human experience. In some cases, it might be best to distance ourselves from the person. We all make mistakes and sometimes hurt people unintentionally. But when we do, it's important to take responsibility and apologize. I know it can be hard to stand up for yourself and set boundaries, but it's important to remember that you're not always the one who has to apologize. If you liked this video, please share it with your friends and family. Thank you for watching and see you next time. If any part of this video felt too real, If your heart sank, if your mind whispered, "This is me," then please hear this loud and clear. You are not broken. You are not weak. You are manipulated. Someone trained you to doubt yourself, to feel guilty for having needs, to question your truth, to believe that love should hurt. But now, you see it. And once you see manipulation for what it is, you can never unsee it. That's the first step to freedom. From here, you don't have to beg anyone to treat you right. You are not weak. You are manipulated. Someone made you believe that you're too sensitive, that you're too emotional, that you're too needy. But guess what? Your feelings are valid. Your emotions are valid. Your sensitivity is your superpower. It's your strength. It's not a weakness. You are allowed to feel your feelings. You are allowed to cry. You are allowed to be angry. You are allowed to walk away. You don't have to fix anyone who keeps breaking you. You are not weak. You were manipulated. Someone trained you to think that way, but now you see it. And once you see manipulation for what it is, you can never unsee it. That's the first step to freedom. You don't have to explain your worth. You just have to choose yourself. Even if your voice shakes, even if it's hard, even if you've never done it before. Because healing doesn't start with someone loving you better. It starts with you loving yourself enough to walk away from what hurts. You are not broken. You are not weak. You are manipulated. Someone made you believe that this was love. That was love. This is what love feels like. Love is a verb. Love is an action. They will manipulate you into thinking that you are the one who's broken. You are the one who needs fixing. You are the one who has to change. But no, that's not true. That's the lie that you've been told. Love is a choice that we make every single day to show up for the ones we care about. Love is not a feeling. Love is not something that just happens to us. We choose to be in love. We choose to be loving. And yes, when you're in a toxic relationship, they will gaslight you. You are not broken. You are not weak. You were manipulated. Someone trained you to feel guilty for setting boundaries, to feel ashamed for protecting your own peace, to believe that you don't deserve rest. You deserve to be exhausted. You deserve to be depleted. You deserve to be emotionally, mentally, physically drained, because someone else needs you to be. But guess what? You don't owe anyone that kind of sacrifice. You don't owe anyone your peace. You don't owe anyone your happiness. You don't owe anyone your energy. You are not broken. You are not broken. If this video helped open your eyes, don't stop here. Subscribe for more truth like this. Share this with someone who needs to hear it. And remember, the next time someone makes you feel like you're too much, it's only because they couldn't control you anymore. This is your mind, your power, your life. Take it back.